Hi, everybody. My name is Michael Blackard. I am the producer of Tales by Tabletop and the director of TBTv. I am joined by Zac McAuley, the director of Tales by Tabletop. Zac, how you doing?
I'm living the dream. This is fantastic. Love to be here.
Excellent. Perfect. So I've got some questions for you. Are you ready?
I was born ready, Michael.
Perfect. You have actually hosted several podcasts in the past, and this project is quite a departure from those previous ones. Where did Tales by Tabletop start for you?
So I got into all of this because my girlfriend at the time was really into the McElroy brothers and some of the like the Let's Play D&D. And when I listened to them, I'm like, this sounds easy. Like, I don't know why this is entertaining to anybody. I could do this. And then I'm like, I could. Let me just go do this. And then I tried doing that, and it's hard. Like, it was a lot harder. And I had like a really short run of it with like a very small game at one point, and then I just like scrapped the whole thing and went straight into just like audio form because it was way easier to edit than just like audio and video. And that was Zero Focus. And I did Zero Focus for two other co-hosts, Misty Harper and oh my gosh, Bobby Chatterjee. And we did that for years, like maybe once every 2 weeks or something, like once a week or every 2 weeks. It was great. And then I had a significant breakup with that girlfriend and I needed another project. I didn't need one, but it was one of those times where like I had this idea and I'm like, this is going to take a lot of the distraction, all the attention away to something else. And then you were like, yes, let me help you do this. And then I started, and then you made me continue.
If I recall correctly, though, you approached me. I had no idea that you were doing all of this, right? And
Yeah,
so we had to sit down at a coffee shop and went through.
Jim. Did we go to Jim's?
No, we
Or
went
like a
to
really sketchy.
a place that no longer exists now. Tea House. It was literally called Tea House.
Oh
Yeah, it was
yeah.
literally called Tea House. And so we had my recollection of our first talk about this, right, was I was starting very much my production career in video games, and I was also a ballet dancer and doing all these other things. And so you approached me about potentially helping you produce the show itself. And so
Right.
I think my original like tenet was that like I'll help you, I'll make sure things get done, but like I can't invest more than I have right now.
Yeah.
And so our interaction was very much like I've got you, run ideas through me, and I'll ask you about the logistics of those and break things down. And I think initially, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but the show was originally going to have a different format than it did, right? Like
I
we were
have
going to
no
have a
idea.
weekly cadence and like a 2 week turnaround for each episode, right?
Yeah, that's how this originally was going to be done was that we had a game and I took the recording um and then we would take the recording, script it out, give it to people to voice act and then edit it and then post it. And I think you're right. I think the idea was like every week or 2 weeks, which is insane that you brought that back up. That is a huge chunk. Why did I think this was this easy?
I mean, but it was a learning lesson, right? And that was one of those things of like, this is a very big project with a lot of scope that can get more scope very quickly, right? And so, one of the miracles of this show that you led us through is making sure that we had a cohesive story to tell with a group of people that were invested in telling it.
That story, like, don't get me wrong, like I wasn't the only one who built that.
Yeah, let's talk about our players right quick.
So our players, we have the season one has the main cast of Laren, Rosjan, and Tim, who are played by Jim, Misty, and Phil. They're credited in the cast list if you want to go and find out more about them. But they signed on, and I think we had like 6 sessions, 5 or 6 sessions that were several hours long. It was quite apparent really quickly that wasn't going to happen the way that I had planned. We were going to have the session, then write the script, then record, and then release. That was pretty obvious all of a sudden. To write the script and write the outline, I had a general gist as a professional DM, as one was as one does, we have the general outline of where we want the story to go, and then the players fill in the rest. And then so you have that skeleton, and they give it life. But one of the things that I was talking to a fellow DM of mine was Mike Becker, and he said really the story is driven by the villain. The villain kind of directs where the heroes are going to go and what the heroes are really going to do. And he really had this idea of let me play the villain and let you tell me what they do, and then I will tell you what the villain will do in response to that. Because, as everyone who sees everything, I could get into my own head and overthink things. Now, don't get me wrong, I do have bad guys that I run on my own, but he has the big bad. He's like up here. And it's been fun, like kind of going back and forth to somebody who's not at the table at all. I think he has like a line, one or two lines at the very end of the season where he's like, "Yeah, it's me, the bad guy. It was Palpatine. Somehow I returned," and or something like that. It's fun, whatever. Mike's having a good time with it.
I mean, that's all that matters, right? As you
Yeah.
say in the credits, right? The team makes it infinitely more fun.
Oh my god, I cannot tell you. It's huge. The team that we have, like the voice work they put in. Our narrator from season 1, David Nailing. Oh my god. He worked with me, and he just like, "Yeah, let me go. I'll do this with you." And he had such a good voice. Not only did he have a good voice, he played the guitar and just played a lot of them. He just played a lot of the music. It's like, "Yeah, we'll just do this. We'll just throw this in here." Oh my gosh.
Incredible, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, he moved for season 2, so we don't get as much of his dulcet tones as I would like.
Well, I guess on the subject of season 2, is there anything
Yeah,
you can share about season 2? Just a little nibble.
yeah. So season 2, it's a lot bigger. Like the scope, they're higher level, so they go to more adventurous places. We get more in depth with some of the more like wilder characters, and the locales get bigger, and a lot like the talent has also like really just gone head over heels. Like I'm head over heels for him for sure. Our new narrator Samantha, oh my god, like I didn't know. It's she also is just like David was. She's carrying that pull. She's carrying such a huge load, being not only the narrator but also voicing a lot of the characters as well. But the story is just starting to like roll along, and I'm really getting into a lot more of the nuance with the characters and how they're going to develop as they're going through, the essentially levels 5 through 10 right now, as they're really coming into their own. So yeah, like the story just begins to grow. I think that's the best way of putting it.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Zach. That was incredible. I really appreciate all that insight, and I'm sure everybody else does too. So, do you have any lasting thoughts before we end this?
Yeah, the only thoughts that I have is, yeah, please go check everything out. We're doing the TBTv stuff on YouTube. We just started that. So yeah, just like you be the first ones to get a like in there, and then also like go and visit the season 1. Like, as we're rolling out season 1 right now, season 2 is coming. Yeah, go check out the show. It's a lot of fun. We all put a lot of heart into it.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you next time.